Is sorghum beer gluten-free? Have you ever wondered if sorghum beer is a safe choice for those avoiding gluten? Let's break it down together. Sorghum beer is generally considered gluten-free. This is because sorghum is a grain that does not contain gluten proteins, which are typically found in barley, wheat, and rye. For individuals with celiac disease or gluten sensitivity, avoiding gluten is essential to prevent adverse reactions. Gluten is a group of proteins that can cause issues for people with specific digestive disorders, including irritable bowel syndrome and colitis. Since sorghum lacks these proteins, beers made solely from sorghum are suitable for those needing to avoid gluten. The brewing process for sorghum beer is different from traditional beer. Sorghum starches and enzymes behave uniquely, requiring brewers to adjust their methods to extract fermentable sugars. However, the final product remains gluten-free due to the grain used. It is important to note that some sorghum beers may contain additives or be produced in facilities that also handle gluten-containing grains. This can lead to cross-contamination. Therefore, always look for sorghum beers that are labeled gluten-free, especially if you have a sensitive digestive system. Even trace amounts of gluten can trigger symptoms in individuals with conditions like irritable bowel syndrome or colitis. For those managing sensitive stomachs, gluten-free sorghum beer can be a safer alternative to traditional beers. Regular beers often contain gluten, which can irritate the gut lining and worsen symptoms. However, individual tolerance can vary. Some people with these conditions may still experience discomfort from any type of beer, regardless of gluten content. Ingredients like carbonation, alcohol, or hops can also play a role in how your body reacts. If you are considering sorghum beer, here are some practical tips. Always choose sorghum beers that are clearly labeled gluten-free to minimize the risk of gluten exposure. Start with small amounts to see how your body reacts, as alcohol and carbonation can impact your gut. Be prepared for a different taste, as sorghum beers may be lighter or less malty than barley beers. Consult with healthcare providers or dietitians for personalized advice on including gluten-free beers in your diet. In summary, sorghum beer is naturally gluten-free and can be a suitable choice for individuals with celiac disease, gluten sensitivity, irritable bowel syndrome, or colitis, as long as it is produced and labeled as gluten-free. However, keep in mind that individual reactions to beer ingredients beyond gluten should be considered when managing sensitive digestive conditions.